All right, here with Butter, not Butter's Butter. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can teach a dog to focus. Butter has some dog aggression with other dogs and was under-socialized as a puppy, didn't have a lot of experience in his formative years, and then had a couple bad experiences, and now is very aggressive dogs outside of the family unit. And the guardian's significant other were in that person's place, and also has a French Bulldog that she wants to go after. The other one just wants to play, and so we have some boundary issues. Basically, the other dog, Zuul, great dog name, loves to stare at this dog, probably out of curiosity. This, to a dog, staring is a challenge. It can be confrontational. And so when Butter sees that Zuul is staring at him, especially when when Zuul's on the couch or on someone's lap, that's a big FU challenge to Butter. And it's natural for Butter to respond. Now, Butter, most dogs, before they react, they give warning signs. A lot of times they lick their lips, they lower their head, they stare either directly or indirectly. I'm staring at you, but I'm not looking directly at you. They freeze. Their their body language, their body gets really stiff. Outside, I noticed the hackles went up, a line of fur that went along the spine. That's an involuntary reflex, kind of like your goose pimples. Or,
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps, thank you. So basically, what we want to do is we want to learn to recognize the warning signs and get the dog out of trouble before. Most dogs that are reactive react because they don't think that their humans are getting them out of a situation. We're walking down a sidewalk, well, we're front-facing another dog that's walking towards us. To a dog, that's very confrontational. In the dog world, if I was a dog and the camera's a dog and I wanted to meet it in a polite way, I would take a rounded approach.
Wait, I'll choose a little away for a second. Or doing something.
And if I took a rounded approach to you, then we meet sideways, and that's more accommodating for dogs. So in this video, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, and I've got him off leash, so if you want to keep him over there. So basically, I'm going to show you a focus exercise. This is to teach the dog to look at the human in the face. Now, a trainer will often show you this by holding the treat up there. I'm going to do this in a form of operant conditioning, which means we're going to wait for the dog to do something first and then reward it. So I have a dozen treats here. I have one treat here. I'm going to put him on my knee, and the dog's going to try to take it. I'm going to have a wet spot on my knee here in a sec. Now, she is just trying to take it. I'm just watching her eyes. The only way that she's going to get this treat is by looking up in my face. I'm not telling her to do it. I want her to get discouraged from not being able to achieve what she wants by going directly towards it and look up to me for guidance or help. And as soon as she does that, I'm going to raise the treat to my nose and then go to a straight line to her face because I want to maintain her looking at me. Focus.
Okay.
And I say the word focus after the treat goes in her mouth. Anytime you give a dog a treat for anything, they should hear the command word and only the command word immediately after it goes into their mouth. Not good sit or good focus, just the word focus. And also not focus. Focus.
Yeah, focus.
They hear inflection. All right, and watch like a hawk. Focus. She gives you a really quick look and then she's going to look away. And if you miss it, it'll be like 15 minutes before she'll look again. Now, she hasn't figured this out yet, so she's just going straight to where the source is. These treats are very stinky. When it comes to food, the most important thing for dogs is smell. So I'm watching her eyes. Looking to her guardian to see if her guardian can help solve this problem. No, that didn't help. And so I'm going back to it. And what I want her to say is, looking at the human.
Look at the
focus.
Focus.
When you don't know how to solve something, the human will give you clues or suggestions. This is also a great way, eventually when you have this as a strong command, where if one of these dogs starts staring at the other, you say focus, the dogs will both stop and look at whoever said the word focus. Now she's looking for other treats because she can't seem to get this one, and she hasn't quite figured it out yet. Once you figure it out, when the dog figures it out, they look at you faster and faster. Focus. But that's why it's super important. As soon as she looks at me, immediately I'm raising that treat to my nose. And I raise it to my nose because I want to maintain the visual look. It doesn't have to look at you in the eye, it just has to look at you in the face. And when you do this, focus. Don't have somebody eating or anything distracting at first. Eventually you want to do it amongst distractions. But just like anything else, we want to build that skill set in the easiest capacity possible.
Oh, there we go.
Focus,
yeah. See, and she's very receptive. Like she's learning fast. It seems to be.
Focus. There you go. That was a good one right there. It's didn't go to lick, and it's just going straight to it. And you'll have ebbs and flows. I get it. I don't get it. And eventually it'll just click, and then she'll start staring at you like a stalker. Focus. But you see how she looks at me for a fraction of a second. If you're doing this and you're talking to somebody else, you'll miss that. So don't look anywhere other than the dog. while you're doing this. And also, we don't want to have the other dog in the room or eating, because that's going to cause. Can you go back in there real quick? This is we're filming a video for you, and that's going to distract the dog. So at first, we want to make it as easy as possible. We're kicking the guy that lives here out of his own place, and he's being a cool guy about it. So thank you, I appreciate that. But if we practice among distractions, your dog's going to practice looking there as opposed to looking up at me, which is what we want to reward for. Focus. There we go.
There
Focus.
we go.
Now what we're going to do at first is I do this about 12 treats for each practice session. And at first I'm going to count it out. It should be 1 second for each movement. And I'll show you 1 second, 1 second, focus. Eventually it's going to be like this. I'll show you on this time. 1 second.
There we go, yeah.
Focus. We can't get there from 1 to 15 though. That wasn't probably 15 seconds. The idea when we do this, we want to go all 12 treats for with 1 second, 1 second for each movement. 1 second, 1 second. Focus. And then reload immediately so the dog knows we're still playing the game. And then after we've done this a while and the dog's pretty much staring at you, then we go 1 second, 2 seconds on the second movement only. The first movement is always 1 second here, and never wait at your nose. A lot of people go like this and then go. So it should be boom. And then 1 second, or 1 second here at first, and then 2 seconds, then 3 seconds, eventually 15 seconds. And you want to get to the 15-second mark within 1 week, because the dogs will get bored of this exercise.
Okay, so how many times should I do
now,
this?
I would recommend that you do this about 3 times a day with 12 treats. Practicing more is faster. So if you want to achieve this faster, just practice more often. But make sure it's at least 15 minutes after the last time you practiced it. And try to sprinkle it throughout the day. Also do it in different parts of the house. So do it at your house in different places. Do it here, there, in the kitchen, on the deck. Well, don't do it on the deck yet. So the first stage is to get to within 15 seconds inside with no distractions. No other dog, nobody's eating, there's no sounds on the TV. It's the easiest version possible.
Yeah.
Once we get to 15 seconds, the next step is to go and practice right here. It'd be great practice on the patio. Do you guys have a patio?
We both do, yes.
So you want to go somewhere where you're outside, but you're not going to encounter other dogs, and there's there's a little distraction from the sights and sounds and smells of being outside, so it makes it a little bit harder. But you don't want to do it when there's a dog nearby, because that's just going to trigger a response, and then that's practicing the wrong thing. Now at this point, we're going to go back to 1 second, 1 second, but we can move a little bit faster. At this point, it might be 1 second, 1 second for 2 treats, then 1 second, 2 seconds for 2 treats, and so on and so forth. But go at your dog's pace. If the dog looks away at any point when you're going like this, then you need to back up to the previous mark and practice more there, because you want to have consistency.
Yeah.
Once the dog can do this for 15 seconds on your deck, and this should be with 1 or 2 days, because you already knows how to do it, so just rep it as much as you need. The next step is to practice this on a walk, and I'm gonna have you stand up and walk around behind the couch, but keep the camera pointed at me.
Okay.
So you can, careful. Oh. Yeah, watch through the camera. There you go. And careful. That's all right. We'll get that later. Okay, so what we want to do eventually when we're walking is when the dog's on the left side or the right side, when there's no dogs around, as we're walking, we want the dogs, let's say here, when the dog's walking around, I would just say focus, the dog looks up at me, I go like this, and go like this as I'm walking. So don't do it when you're standing. Now we're adding movement to it. But we're again doing it in the easiest capacity, there's no other dogs around. Then once you get to the point where you can be walking and be like 15 seconds to deliver this treat as you're walking, your dog's like walking into stuff because it's not paying attention to its surroundings.
Yeah.
Now you have a powerful tool. Here, buddy. And you can go ahead and come on back. You can grab a seat on the couch again. Now you have a powerful tool that you can use to redirect your dog's attention away from another dog before it reacts. Now, one last little thing that you might want to do is a lot of times we don't recognize all the warning signs our dogs give because it's so subtle and it happens so fast. So what you might want to do is have Alex walking with you, and you only have one dog with you. You're walking with your dog. Alex is about 10 or 15 feet behind you, and diagonally, he's over there, and the sidewalk's here. So he can see you and the dog and what's coming ahead of you. When you see another dog, just keep on walking to him like you normally do. Don't correct or do anything like that. Suddenly, what you'll notice, the dog's ears go up or go back. The hackles come up. It starts lowering its head. She starts breathing heavy. She turns her head to the side. She licks her lips. She yawns. Whatever these are, if you watch the video later on a big screen TV like this and watch it in slow motion, you're like, okay, first thing she does is stare. Second thing she does is she holds her breath. Third thing she does is lower her head. And she licks her lips. And then the tail hackle goes up, and then she launches.
Yeah.
So now we know what to look for. So when we're on a walk and we see another dog approaching us, We look down, now we can give the redirect command of focus. And the reason we do focus is we want the dog looking up at us as the other dog's passing, and we're going like this, and the dog's like, oh, the treat's almost there, and we practice doing this. So the dog's looking away from the other dog, and then by the time you pop the treat in the mouth, the dog's like passing you. The dog's like, all right, now I'm gonna kick that dog's butt. Oh, it's already gone behind me. So you redirect the dog's attention away from what it's reacting to.
Okay.
Now the other thing you can also do with the video that I started talking about is when Alex is filming this, now you know what your dog's warning signs are. So if you see another dog coming down the street, you look at the dog and you start seeing these signs, you're like, okay, no sign, no sign, no sign. Okay, we might be able to walk by this dog. Because there might be some dogs that eventually you can walk by where your dog's not reactive to. I know it's not here yet, but eventually we'll get there. But this way the dog has the ability, you have the ability to read your dog a little bit better, and you have a powerful tool to redirect your dog's attention away from it. All right, well, this is Butter, and these are some tips and tricks you can use to redirect your dog's attention if it's dog aggressive.
Okay.